Okay, in the beginning of this lesson, we're going to do the preparation for a very delicious dish. It's called jumbo prawns with scallion and ginger. And as you can see, I have a ginger root here. I have a bunch of green onions, came from the grocery store. And I found some nice shrimp. I guess these are about 16-20 count. And I got the ones with the heads removed because I don't eat the heads. Some people do. But if you're lucky enough to live around the Gulf Coast or someplace where you can get fresh shrimp as these, then you're in luck. Otherwise, you can use the ones that they sell in the grocery store that are like 26-30 size. They're called easy peel shrimp, and they already have the backs slit on them. So let's get started. First, we're gonna peel this. You can peel this ginger with your cleaver, actually, like I'm doing here. Just slowly slicing little parts of it off until you get to the other side. You don't have to get all the peelings off. Some people don't even take the peelings off. But as you can see. Okay, now peelings you discard. I only peeled about half of this ginger because I'm going to take this little end part off here, and then I'm going to take my cleaver, and you can use the cleaver for many things, almost like Gallagher uses a sledge-o-matic. The side of it, smack it down, and it crushes your ginger. And chop it up. So you have a little bit of the ginger minced, and then this piece, the rest of it that I've peeled, I can save this for later. Put here, and then slice it very thin. Not many people actually eat this part of the ginger. It's mainly to season the shrimp. Or you can eat it. The only thing is the ginger is kind of spicy. Okay, once you've cut it this thin, you can slice it a couple more times, like so. It's going to kind of match the green onions that we're going to cut. And the Cantonese name for this dish is Gueng Cheung Har Louck. And that's a shout out to my stepsister in Vancouver, Sun Tong. Cut the tops off the green onions. Now on the green onions, if they're very thick around the white part, you can take your knife and cut them down the edge, just right in half, and that makes them a little bit smaller. And after you're done that, you take your knife and you hold it on an angle about 1 inch back from the onion and slice forward. So you're getting about 1 inch slices diagonally cut. That goes on your plate. Now, this little bad boy here, this came from my garden. This is a fresh hot chili pepper. Now, if you don't like spicy or hot, you can omit this, but I love it. So, and the way I do it is I just cross cut it real small. And since we're not cooking that many shrimp, this should be fine to add the heat to it. Okay, the last part is the shrimp themselves. You'll see that I've split one of them. Now you can do this with any kind of scissors. I just happen to have these laying around in the kitchen drawer. But you go back at the back of the shrimp, the top of the head, actually behind the head. If this shrimp had the head on, you'd go right behind the head and there's an opening, and you just slice through the shell all the way through. I'm only going to show you one so you get the idea of it. But you split down the back of the shrimp, and when you have them all done, you just take your knife and you cut halfway through the shrimp. And then you can open it up, and if there's a vein in there, you can rinse it under cold water and take the vein out. But that's the prep for these shrimp. The only thing else we're going to do with these shrimp when they're done and we get all the veins out, we'll rinse them real good, Then we'll dry them off, and then we're going to dust them with dry cornstarch, and we're going to flash fry them before we stir fry them with the onions. So stick around for the second part of this lesson when we're actually going to stir fry them. I just thought I'd come back and show everyone how well this turned out on the prep. Here we have the jumbo prawns ready to be stir fried, and a very colorful mixture, which is the green onions with the hot chili peppers. This is the sliced ginger. I added about half a teaspoon of the minced garlic to go with the minced ginger that I smashed up with the side of the cleaver. So this is ready to go. Another thing I wanted to bring up is when we dust this shrimp with the dry cornstarch, this is the same process you can use for crabs. Gueng Cheung Har Louck, which is a Cantonese pronunciation for stir-fried crabs. And what you do with the crabs is you just pull the tops off and you remove the dead fingers and break them in half, and then you dust them with the dry cornstarch, and you can stir fry it with the same mixture. And anyone who lives up in Maryland around the Chesapeake Bay, they know what I'm talking about. Those blue crabs, or the Gulf Coast, we have them down here also. They're very delicious when they're stir fried in this manner. So stay tuned for the stir fry part of this lesson.